Hello there, and welcome to the Sleepy Science Channel. I'm so glad you found your way here tonight. Maybe it's been a long day, or maybe you're someone who likes to drift to sleep with quiet wonder, letting thoughts of distant worlds replace the noise of daily life. There's nothing you need to do now but rest. Let your mind grow still, your breathing slow, and your body light. Because tonight, we're not just closing our eyes, we're traveling into the quiet expanse of the night sky. From ancient stargazers to shimmering constellations, from soft myths whispered across civilizations to the science behind the lights above us, we'll explore 100 sleepy facts to help you relax, unwind, and dream of the cosmos. And if these calm explorations help you rest, consider liking and subscribing. It helps other sleepy travelers find their way here too. Now, close your eyes and let's begin. Fact 1. The curtain of night. Long before we ever named the constellations, the night began as a simple change in light, a slow dimming, like someone lowering a soft curtain across the sky. As Earth turns away from the sun, daylight thins into a gentle blue, then slips into shadow. There's nothing abrupt about it. The world just exhales, and the colors fade into calm. Night isn't an absence, but a presence, a cool, quiet layer that settles over everything. The sun is still shining, of course, but from our side of the turning planet, it becomes only a memory of warmth. And as darkness deepens, the first pale stars begin to appear, each one like a tiny reminder that the universe is always here, waiting patiently. Beyond this curtain, another world begins to glow. Fact 2. Earth's gentle shadow. Nightfall is really just Earth casting its own shadow into space, wrapping us in a soft sphere of darkness. As you stand beneath the evening sky, you're not simply watching day disappear. You're stepping into the cool edge of a giant shadow our planet trails behind itself. It stretches out like a long, quiet veil, following Earth's motion as it moves along its orbit. This shadow has a shape you can sometimes see. Just after sunset, a band of purple and pink along the horizon called the Belt of Venus. It's the last blush of daylight reflecting off the atmosphere, right beside the rising night. The sky becomes a gentle gradient, a reminder that transitions in nature are rarely sharp, and as the shadow rises higher, the stars come forward to greet it. Fact 3. A dome of quiet light. When we look up at the night sky, it feels as though we're standing under a vast dome, a curved shell sprinkled with shining points. This illusion is a gift from distance. The stars are so far away that they seem to lie on a single smooth surface, like lanterns pinned to a celestial ceiling. Ancient stargazers believed this dome was real, imagining it as crystal, or as a great turning sphere that carried the stars around the world. Even now, knowing the truth doesn't take away its beauty. The sky arches above us like a gentle bowl of velvet, the stars glowing in its hollows. It gives night a sense of shelter, as though the universe is bending softly around us. And just beyond that dome, the first storytellers waited to name the lights. Fact 4. The first stargazers. Long before written language, long before cities or maps, early humans lifted their eyes to the night sky and felt something quietly powerful. The stars were a constant presence, appearing every evening, drifting overhead, and fading with dawn. These ancient stargazers didn't have telescopes or charts, but they had time, darkness, and wonder. They noticed how certain stars rose with the seasons, how some never seemed to move, and how the heavens repeated their patterns as faithfully as breathing. Around campfires and in open fields, they watched the night as if it were a living tapestry. Each returning star became a companion, each shifting pattern a quiet signal from the world above. These early observers planted the seeds for everything we know about the sky today. And from their quiet curiosity, the first stories began to unfold. Fact 5. The language of stars. Before astronomy became a science, it was a form of poetry, a way for people to make sense of the sky through names, shapes, and whispered meanings. Different cultures gave the stars different identities: hunters, animals, rivers of light, gateways to the spirits. These interpretations weren't random. They were reflections of the lives people lived, the landscapes they knew, and the dreams they carried. By naming the stars, humans created a shared language across generations. A constellation wasn't just a group of points. It was a reminder of a story told by elders, or a sign guiding travel across oceans and deserts. Even today, many of those ancient names remain, echoing through telescopes and textbooks like gentle memories from long ago. And with each name, a pattern slowly took shape. Fact 6. Patterns in the dark. As people gazed upward night after night, they began to notice that certain stars formed familiar shapes. With patience and imagination, the dark spaces between them turned into pictures. A bear, a lion, a hero holding a shield. These patterns weren't drawn in the heavens. They were drawn in the mind, connecting stars that were often light years apart. But the human need for stories turned scattered points of light into constellations that could be shared and remembered. These shapes helped early travelers navigate, helped farmers understand seasons, and helped communities preserve myths that guided the rhythm of their lives. Even now, when we look up and trace those same outlines, we're joining an ancient tradition, one that began with simple lines drawn across the night. And beyond these first patterns, the sky held even deeper rhythms waiting to be discovered. Fact 7. The rhythm of seasons. As the year turns, the night sky changes with it, shifting like a slow-moving calendar woven from stars. Ancient observers noticed that certain constellations only appeared in particular seasons: Orion rising in the winter, Scorpius curling across summer nights, and the Pleiades sparkling in autumn's cool air. These patterns weren't random. They were caused by Earth's steady orbit around the Sun, which changes our nighttime view of the cosmos month by month. For early farmers and travelers, these reliable appearances were quiet guides, marking planting times, migration paths, and the turning of weather. The stars became gentle reminders that nature moves in cycles, each season arriving with its own familiar sky. And with every shift, another chapter of the heavens unfolded. Beyond the seasons, some lights behaved differently, wandering with a mind of their own. Fact 8. Wandering lights. Among the fixed constellations, ancient stargazers noticed a few lights that behaved strangely. These points didn't stay anchored in their patterns. Instead, they drifted slowly across the sky, moving from one constellation to the next. Because of their unpredictable paths, early sky watchers called them planets, wanderers. Today, we know them as planets, worlds like Venus, Jupiter, and Mars, each orbiting the Sun along its own quiet route. To those early observers, the planets seemed alive, shifting in ways the stars never did. Their movements were mysterious, inspiring myths of gods traveling across the heavens. Even now, spotting a bright planet, steady, shimmering, and distinct from the twinkling stars, feels like meeting an ancient traveler still roaming the night. And as people watch these wanderers glow, they began to wonder how stars themselves shine. Fact 9. The science of starlight. Every star in the night sky is a distant sun, glowing because deep within it, atoms are gently joining together, releasing light that travels across unimaginable distances to reach our eyes. This glow is steady and constant, shaped by the star's size, age, and temperature. Some stars burn fiercely blue-white, others radiate a softer amber or red, a quiet spectrum of cosmic warmth scattered across the sky. When we see starlight, we're witnessing energy born millions or even billions of years ago. It drifts through space without tiring, crossing the vast dark in silence. By the time it touches Earth, the light feels delicate, like a whisper from far away. And even though stars look small and faint, their glow carries the history of entire lifetimes. Just ahead, the sky begins to shimmer as we learn why those lights sometimes flicker. Fact 10. Why the stars twinkle. When you look up at the night sky, the stars seem to shimmer, flicker, and dance, as if they're breathing softly in the darkness. This twinkling isn't caused by the stars themselves, but by Earth's atmosphere. As starlight travels toward your eyes, it passes through layers of air that are constantly moving and shifting in temperature. These subtle motions bend the light ever so slightly, making the star appear to blink or waver. It's a gentle illusion, a quiet reminder that we observe the universe through a living, moving sky. Planets twinkle less because they're closer, and their light spreads across a wider patch of atmosphere. But the distant stars flicker like candles in a soft breeze, giving the night a dreamy, shimmering quality. And behind that flicker lies the story of how stars come into being. Fact 11. Where stars are born. Far beyond the reach of our eyes, in vast clouds of gas and dust, new stars slowly take shape. These regions are called nebulae, cosmic nurseries, where gravity gathers material into dense pockets. Over millions of years, these pockets grow heavier and warmer until their centers ignite, creating the soft first glow of a newborn star. The process is slow and tranquil, unfolding on timescales almost too large to imagine. If you could drift through a nebula, you'd see wisps of color and shadow, like layers of smoke gently swirling in silence. The young stars hidden inside carve out hollows of light, illuminating their cradles with a faint, warm radiance. Every star that twinkles overhead once lived within such a cloud. And as these newborn suns mature, they follow a quiet path of change. Fact 12. Growing in the glow. A newborn star doesn't stay young for long. Once its core ignites, it begins a long, steady phase of life in which it quietly burns hydrogen, shining with a stable and gentle light. This stage can last billions of years, a calm existence where the star remains balanced, its outward warmth matching the inward pull of gravity. For stars like our Sun, this is their most peaceful and enduring era. During this time, the star's glow settles into a color that reflects its temperature, from cool red to bright blue-white. Planets may form around it, drifting in circles shaped by its warmth. In this stable glow, entire solar systems can arise and evolve. It's a time of cosmic harmony, when a star simply breathes light into the universe. And soon, we'll wander deeper into the different kinds of stars that fill the night. Fact 13. Bright blue giants. Some stars burn with an intensity that sets them apart from all the rest. These are the blue giants, enormous, blazing suns that shine with a brilliant, icy hue. Their light is so powerful because they burn their fuel quickly, living dazzling but short lives compared to calmer stars like our Sun. When a blue giant rises in the night sky, it often becomes one of the brightest points we can see, sparkling with a sharp, cool clarity. Despite their size and strength, these stars are surprisingly fragile in their own way, destined to burn out long before smaller stars grow old. Their brilliance is a brief gift to the universe, a momentary lantern held high in the vast dark, and surrounding these bright giants are quieter, gentler suns. Fact 14. Calm yellow suns. Among all the stars scattered across the night, many resemble our own sun, soft yellow-white lights that glow steadily for billions of years. These stars live slow, balanced lives, burning their fuel at a comfortable pace that allows for long periods of stability. Their glow is warm and gentle, neither too fierce nor too faint, creating ideal conditions for planets to form and thrive around them. From Earth, these stars appear as mild sparks, rarely the brightest in the sky, but among the most welcoming. Their steady rhythm makes them cosmic beacons of patience, burning quietly while galaxies turn and ages pass. Around such stars, life may have the chance to take root, shaped by the warmth of a dependable sun. And beyond these familiar hues, even smaller lights fill the galaxy with quiet longevity. Fact 15. Gentle red dwarfs. Red dwarfs are the unassuming caretakers of the cosmos, small, cool, and quietly enduring. They burn their fuel so slowly that each one can live for trillions of years, far longer than any other type of star. Their dim red glow may seem modest compared to bright giants or yellow suns, but their longevity makes them the true timekeepers of the universe. Most of the stars in our galaxy are red dwarfs, hidden in the darkness because their light is faint and subtle. Yet around them, planets can gather, orbiting close to stay warm in their gentle glow. These tiny suns whisper their light across the ages, glowing softly long after other stars have faded. And where single stars shine, many more travel through space with companions beside them. Fact 16. Binary companions. Not all stars wander through the galaxy alone. Many move in pairs, bound gently by gravity, circling one another in slow, graceful loops. These are binary stars, two suns sharing a quiet dance that can last for billions of years. Sometimes both stars shine with equal brightness. Other times, one is bold and brilliant, while the other glows more softly. Together, they weave a rhythm across the darkness, rising and setting like twin lanterns. From far away, a binary system may appear as a single point of light. But up close, their companionship becomes clear, a delicate balance of motion and gravity. Their orbit is a reminder that even in the vastness of space, some lights choose to travel together. And when we look closer still, even color becomes its own story. Fact 17. Star colors and heat. The night sky may look like a scatter of white points, but each star carries its own subtle shade. The color you see comes from temperature. Blue stars burn the hottest. White stars glow with balanced warmth. Yellow stars shine softly like our sun. And red stars burn coolest of all. These hues aren't painted on. They're woven into the star's very light, shaped by the energy flowing from its core. If you stare long enough, the colors reveal themselves gently, like pigments blooming in water. A pale blue spark here, a honey-colored glow there, a faint red ember flickering at the edge of sight. The sky becomes a quiet rainbow of temperatures, each shade telling the story of a star's life and heat. And with those colors, astronomers can read starlight like a language. Fact 18. Listening to the light. Though we see starlight as a steady glimmer, Hidden within it are tiny details that reveal almost everything about the star that sent it. Astronomers use instruments to spread this light into bands of color, like stretching a note into its harmonies. Within those bands are patterns, dark lines, and bright strokes that tell scientists a star's temperature, age, size, and even what elements it's made of. It's a gentle kind of listening, a way of hearing the universe without sound. Each star sends its own quiet signature across space, unchanged for centuries until it reaches Earth. By reading this light, we learn the stories of stars we will never visit and worlds we may never see. And beyond the visible glow, there is light our eyes cannot sense at all. Fact 19. The stars we can't see. Even on the clearest night, our eyes capture only a small portion of the sky's true light. Much of the universe glows in wavelengths that are invisible to us: gentle infrared warmth, energetic ultraviolet rays, quiet microwaves, and distant radio waves. These forms of light move silently through space, carrying stories our senses cannot detect on their own. Astronomers use special telescopes to reveal these hidden skies, uncovering stars wrapped in dust, galaxies too faint for the naked eye, and ancient light that has traveled since the universe's earliest moments. When all these wavelengths are combined, the night sky becomes richer and more complex, layered with unseen patterns and soft glows. And among those ancient forms of light, one signal rises from the very beginning of time. Fact 20. The sky's oldest light. Long before stars and galaxies formed, a soft glow filled the universe, a warm, uniform light left over from the birth of everything. Today, we call it the cosmic microwave background, the oldest light we can detect. It is faint and even, spread across the entire sky like a delicate mist. Although invisible to our eyes, sensitive instruments can detect its whispering warmth. This ancient light carries imprints of the universe's earliest moments, offering clues about its shape, age, and origins. It is a quiet reminder that the night sky is not just a canvas of stars, but a tapestry woven from the echoes of creation itself. When astronomers map this light, they are looking back nearly 14 billion years into cosmic memory. And from this vast foundation, humanity began to map the heavens one constellation at a time. Fact 21. Mapping the heavens. For thousands of years, people from countless cultures have charted the sky, connecting stars into patterns that served as stories, guides, and calendars. But it wasn't until the modern era that astronomers agreed on a universal map, 88 constellations covering the entire celestial sphere. These constellations aren't just pictures. They divide the sky into gentle regions, helping observers describe where stars and galaxies live in the dark. Though the shapes vary across cultures, the boundaries now provide a shared language, allowing anyone, anywhere, to look up and navigate the same cosmic map. It's as if the world agreed on a quiet blueprint of the night, stitching together ancient tales with modern understanding. And along the sun's yearly path, a special circle of constellations awaits. Fact 22. The zodiac circle. As Earth travels around the sun, the stars behind it shift in a slow, reliable rhythm. Along this yearly path lies a band of constellations known as the zodiac, 12 ancient patterns that rise and set with the seasons. These constellations aren't special because of their shapes, but because the sun, moon, and planets appear to drift through them, tracing their own gentle routes across the sky. For early sky watchers, the zodiac became a celestial clock, marking planting seasons, festival times, and long journeys. Each sign carried stories, symbols of animals, heroes, and spirits, all woven into the rhythm of the year. When you look up and see these constellations, you're viewing the same cosmic belt that guided countless generations before. And among these timeless figures, one constellation shines brighter than most. Fact 23. Orion's hunter shape. Orion is one of the most recognizable shapes in the night sky. A bold figure marked by 3 stars in a straight, narrow line. These stars form Orion's belt, a simple pattern that calls attention to the rest of the constellation. His rising shoulder, his descending foot, and the faint shimmer of his outstretched bow. Cultures all over the world have named this cluster, often imagining a hunter, a warrior, or a guardian shining through the seasons. Orion stands tall through winter nights in the northern hemisphere, his stars crisp and bright against the cold air. His presence feels steady, almost comforting, a familiar silhouette returning year after year. When he sets, spring quietly arrives in his place, and following the direction of Orion's belt leads us to another guiding shape. Fact 24. The Big Dipper's guiding line. The Big Dipper isn't a constellation itself, but an asterism, a simple pattern within the larger Ursa Major, the Great Bear. Its 7 bright stars create a shape so clear and friendly that nearly every culture has given it a name. 2 of those stars, Merak and Dubi, form a straight line pointing toward Polaris, the North Star. For centuries, this line served as a gentle compass, guiding travelers across deserts, seas, and forests. The Big Dipper swings around Polaris in a slow circle, never fully setting for many northern observers. It feels like a dependable friend, always somewhere in the sky, helping anyone who looks up find their bearings. Its handle curves gracefully, its bowl glows evenly, anchoring the night with a familiar outline. And just nearby, a smaller dipper keeps quiet watch in the darkness. Fact 25. The Little Bear's curve. Ursa Minor, the Little Bear, holds one of the most important stars in the night sky, Polaris. Its 7 stars form a smaller, more delicate dipper shape that mirrors its larger companion nearby. Though fainter, the curve of its handle and the quiet glow of its bowl create a gentle outline that feels almost tucked into the darkness, like a constellation resting beneath a blanket of night. Polaris, at the tip of the handle, marks the point of true north, a steadfast anchor around which the entire northern sky seems to turn. The other stars circle it slowly, creating a soft celestial wheel that spins through the seasons. Watching this rotation reminds us that even the sky moves with rhythm and grace. And sitting across the heavens, another starry figure shines like a jeweled crown. Fact 26. Cassiopeia's crown. Cassiopeia is a simple yet striking pattern, a W or M shape, depending on how it tilts. This constellation represents a queen in Greek mythology, her figure placed high in the sky for all to see. Its stars are bright and evenly spaced, forming a clear zigzag that stands out beautifully against the darker patches of night. For northern observers, Cassiopeia is circumpolar, meaning it never sets. Instead, it rotates gracefully around Polaris, always present somewhere overhead. Because of its vivid shape, Cassiopeia has been a guiding mark for travelers and storytellers alike. The constellation's shifting orientation makes it feel almost alive, turning gently through the seasons like a crown being slowly rotated in the sky. And just beyond this royal shape curls a constellation with a brilliant, stinging tail. Fact 27. Scorpius, the curved tail. Scorpius is one of the night sky's most dramatic constellations, a long, sweeping shape that truly resembles a scorpion. Its bright red heart, Centaurus, a massive star that glows with a warm ruby light. From Antares, a chain of stars curves downward in a graceful arc, forming the creature's body and its distinctive hooked tail. On warm summer nights, Scorpius seems to crawl along the horizon, its form vivid enough to feel almost tangible. For many ancient cultures, this constellation symbolized danger, protection, or the presence of powerful spirits. Yet when seen in the quiet stillness of night, Scorpius feels more poetic than fearsome, a beautiful reminder of how nature inspires stories. Its curving shape leads the eye upward toward another winged figure gliding through the Milky Way. And from here, a swan begins to spread its gentle starry wings. Fact 28. Cygnus the Swan. High along the path of the Milky Way, Cygnus spreads its wings as though gliding through a river of starlight. Its brightest stars form a long cross shape, often called the Northern Cross, but many cultures imagine it as a graceful swan in mid-flight. Deneb, at the swan's tail, is one of the most luminous stars we can see from Earth, shining from thousands of light years away. Its soft radiance anchors the entire constellation. The swan seems to drift silently along the Milky Way, following the curve of its shimmering clouds. For countless generations, Cygnus has symbolized beauty, transformation, and movement across the heavens. On dark nights, it feels almost like a celestial bird gliding overhead, leaving a peaceful trail in its wake. And just beside this gentle swan, another feathered figure waits in the starlight. Fact 29. Aquila the Eagle. Aquila, the eagle, stretches across the summer sky with a strong and steady presence. Its brightest star, Altair, forms a brilliant point in the summer triangle, shining with a clean, white glow. The constellation's shape resembles wings outstretched in flight, evoking the image of a powerful bird soaring high above the world. Many ancient cultures saw Aquila as a messenger or a guardian, watching the earth from the vault of the heavens. Though less visually striking than Cygnus, Aquila carries its own quiet strength. Its stars mark a path that seems to follow the Milky Way's gentle river, giving the impression of a bird flying home through glowing clouds of dust. Altair twinkles softly, anchoring the pattern with calm certainty. And nearby, a much smaller constellation holds the memory of music in its delicate frame. Fact 30. Lyra's Little Harp. Lyra is a small but enchanting constellation, shaped like a tiny harp resting peacefully in the sky. Its brightest star, Vega, is one of the nearest visible stars to Earth and shines with a cool, steady brilliance. Ancient stories imagine this constellation as an instrument of the gods, a lyre whose music drifted through the heavens. Even its faint stars seem arranged like strings stretched in quiet harmony. In summer, Lyra rises high overhead, glowing softly against the dark. Its simplicity makes it easy to find, and its presence feels almost musical, as if the constellation hums gently when the night is still enough. Together with Cygnus and Aquila, Lyra forms the Summer Triangle, a bright beacon guiding stargazers through warm evenings. And now that we've walked through these gentle shapes, we move toward the myths woven into their light. Fact 31. Orion's Endless Hunt. In Greek mythology, Orion was a mighty hunter, so skilled and fearless that his name echoed across the ancient world. The constellation that bears his form stretches proudly across the winter sky, his belt of 3 stars marking the heart of his story. His upraised arm and shimmering bow paint the picture of a hero frozen in celestial motion, always hunting, always striding forward through the dark, Many versions of Orion's tale exist, but in most of them, he meets a tragic end and is placed among the stars as a final honor. There, he forever chases his quarry across the heavens, his figure gleaming brightly on cold, clear nights. Watching Orion rise feels like greeting an old friend who returns faithfully each winter, and ahead of him, a cluster of sisters sparkles with ancient mystery. Fact 32. The Seven Sisters of the Pleiades. The Pleiades is a beautiful, delicate cluster of stars, often called the Seven Sisters. They shine like a small, misty jewel in the shoulder of Taurus, bright enough to catch the eye even in softly glowing skies. In Greek legend, the sisters were daughters of Atlas, placed in the heavens for their protection. Their names, Maia, Electra, Taygete, Alcyone, Seleno, Steropa, and Merope, drift through old stories like whispered poetry. In truth, the Pleiades contains hundreds of stars wrapped in faint dust, but only 6 or 7 are visible to the naked eye. Their soft blue glow gives the cluster an ethereal quality, as if wrapped in a shimmering veil. Many cultures worldwide have tales about this group, making it one of humanity's oldest celestial companions. And not far from the sisters, a hero rides forward on winged grace. Fact 33. Perseus and the Winged Horse. Perseus is a constellation tied to one of mythology's most famous quests, the rescue of Andromeda. In the stories, he rides upon Pegasus, the winged horse, carrying the head of Medusa as he races to save the princess from a monstrous sea creature. In the sky, Perseus stretches upward in a spray of stars, his shape angled like a figure in swift, determined motion. One of its brightest features is the Perseus double cluster, 2 delicate star clusters glowing side by side like twin lanterns. Their combined light gives the constellation a sense of momentum, as if Perseus is truly in flight. Imagining him soaring through the night adds a sense of gentle adventure to the sky, a quiet reminder of bravery softened by distance and time. And waiting nearby is the constellation of Andromeda herself, sparkling in quiet reunion. Fact 34. Andromeda's Ancient Rescue. In the quiet tapestry of the sky, Andromeda stretches out in a long, graceful chain of stars. She represents the princess from Greek mythology, once tied to a rock as a sacrifice to a sea monster. Her constellation begins near the bright star Alpheratz and trails gently across the heavens, forming a figure that seems suspended in calm starlight. According to legend, Perseus rescued her, and the two were lifted into the sky side by side. One of the constellation's treasures is the Andromeda Galaxy, a faint, smudged glow visible to the naked eye under dark skies. It's the nearest large galaxy to our own, a quiet island of 1 trillion stars drifting beyond her figure. This soft blur adds a deeper magic to Andromeda's outline. And not far away, the hero who saved her shines in quiet triumph. Fact 35. Hercules. Above the summer. Hercules is a constellation honoring one of the greatest heroes in Greek mythology. Though its shape is subtle, its stars form a lopsided figure that resembles a kneeling warrior, resting after a mighty journey. Hercules spends the summer high overhead, stretching across warm, clear nights. Ancient stories tell of his incredible strength, his famous labors, and his eventual place among the stars as a reward for his legendary deeds. Within this constellation lies the Hercules cluster, a dense, ancient ball of stars that glows like a small ember in a telescope. Its countless suns drift together, forming a jewel box hidden within Hercules' outline. This quiet cluster reminds us that even in a constellation of myth and power, gentleness can be found in the smallest corners of light. And winding beside Hercules is a creature that coils eternally in the dark. Fact 36. Draco, the sleeping dragon. Draco winds through the northern sky like a dragon stretching across the darkness. Its long, twisting shape curves around the Little Dipper, forming a protective arc. In Greek mythology, Draco was the fierce dragon that guarded the golden apples of the Hesperides, defeated by Hercules and placed in the heavens as a reminder of their battle. Yet in the night sky, Draco feels more serene than fearsome, a dragon resting quietly in the celestial cold. Its head is marked by a small cluster of stars that sparkle faintly, like eyes half lighted in sleep. Draco never sets for many northern observers, circling the pole in slow, patient loops. Watching this ancient creature drift through the seasons evokes a sense of quiet endurance. And nearby, two bright brothers wait to share their gentle story. Fact 37. The Twins of Gemini. Gemini is a constellation that honors the bond between two legendary brothers, Castor and Pollux. In the sky, their twin stars shine brightly side by side, like two lanterns placed close together in the dark. Pollux glows with a warm golden light, while Castor sparkles more faintly, creating a soft contrast that makes the constellation easy to recognize. The pair stand upright in the winter sky, their stars forming the heads of two figures whose outlines extend gently downward. In Greek mythology, the twins shared a deep and unbreakable connection. When Castor died, Pollux begged the gods to let him share his brother's fate. Moved by his devotion, they placed the two in the heavens together, united forever in starlight. Their constellation feels peaceful, a quiet reminder of loyalty and love. And just beneath these patient twins, a great lion lies in gentle stillness. Fact 38. Leo's golden mane. Leo is one of the most striking zodiac constellations, shaped like a reclining lion stretched across the spring sky. Its brightest star, Regulus, marks the lion's heart, a crisp, precise point of light that gleams like a jewel. Above it, a curve of stars forms the sickle, a pattern resembling the lion's mane, arching nobly through the night. To ancient cultures, Leo represented power and courage, yet the constellation's true presence is surprisingly serene. As spring evenings deepen, Leo rises high and steady, appearing almost regal against the dark. Many myths link the lion to Hercules, who defeated the Nemean lion during his first labor. Yet in the heavens, the creature seems peaceful, a resting guardian who watches quietly over the season. And near this noble shape stands a quieter, sturdier figure, the silent bull. Fact 39. Taurus, the silent bull. Taurus is an ancient and unmistakable constellation, marked by a sharp, V-shaped cluster of stars known as the Hyades. This shape forms the face of the celestial bull, with the bright red star Aldebaran glowing like a watchful eye. Taurus has been a symbol of strength across cultures, representing fertility, protection, and the cycles of the earth. In winter skies, its bold form rises early, steady, and reassuring. Above the Hyades lies the Pleiades, the Seven Sisters, another tie between the bull and the myths of old. Together, these clusters give Taurus a layered, textured presence, as though the constellation carries both strength and gentleness in equal measure. Its horns point upward toward Orion, creating a quiet tension between two ancient figures. And flowing from this grounded symbol comes a tale of golden light and heroic journeys. Fact 40. Aries and the Golden Fleece. Aries is a subtle constellation, its stars tracing a quiet curve across the autumn and winter sky. Though faint, it carries one of the most famous legends in Greek mythology, the story of the Golden Fleece. Aries represents the magical ram with shimmering wool, sent to rescue two children from danger. After its journey, the ram was placed among the stars, its shining fleece honored in myth and memory. The constellation itself doesn't resemble a ram in any obvious way, yet its presence feels steady and comforting. Its brightest stars form a gentle arc, like the beginning of a soft wave cresting against the dark. Over centuries, Aries has served as a marker for the spring equinox, weaving seasonal rhythms into its quiet shape. And just beyond Aries, a winged companion takes to the sky. Fact 41. Pegasus, the skyborn horse. Pegasus is a sprawling constellation shaped like a great square with trails of stars extending outward, the outline of the legendary winged horse. In myth, Pegasus sprang from the blood of Medusa and carried heroes across impossible distances. In the night sky, the Great Square of Pegasus is one of its most recognizable features, a sturdy frame that stands out against the darker regions around it. Within Pegasus lies the entrance to the Andromeda Galaxy, making this constellation a gateway to distant wonders. Although Pegasus appears large and airy, its stars shine with a calm, gentle presence, like stepping stones laid carefully across the night. Its wings, imagined from star chains, seem forever outstretched as if frozen in a silent glide. And close to the winged horse stands a patient king, watching over his celestial family. Fact 42. Cepheus, the forgotten king Cepheus, is a quiet constellation, often overlooked despite its regal place in the sky. It represents the king of Ethiopia in Greek mythology, husband to Cassiopeia and father of Andromeda. Its shape resembles a modest house or a pointed crown, resting just above the Milky Way's glow. Though not particularly bright, the constellation's symmetry gives it a comforting, orderly feel. Within Cepheus are hidden treasures, faint nebulae, and distant stars that prefer to whisper rather than shine. The constellation moves slowly around Polaris, its presence steady and unobtrusive. Cepheus reminds us that not all celestial figures demand attention. Some lend their stories with humility, adding depth to the night through quiet companionship. And beneath his gentle watch lies a creature born from the sea's deepest myths. Fact 43. The sea monster, Cetus. Cetus is a sprawling constellation representing the sea creature from the legend of Andromeda. Despite its fierce mythological reputation, Cetus appears gentle in the night sky, a collection of stars forming a loose, wandering shape that drifts quietly along the celestial waters. Its brightest star, Deneb Kaidos, glows with a calm orange hue, like a lantern floating in deep ocean darkness. In ancient stories, Cetus was sent by Poseidon to punish Cassiopeia's pride, yet rescued Andromeda was ultimately lifted away from its reach. In the heavens, however, Cetus feels far removed from danger, moving slowly with the seasons. The constellation's broad sweep gives it a peaceful presence, as though the sea monster has softened with time, settling into a tranquil rest among the stars. And from these ocean depths rises a figure tied to spring and renewal. Fact 44. Virgo, the maiden of spring. Virgo is one of the largest constellations in the sky, symbolizing a maiden associated with harvest, purity, and the returning light of spring. Its brightest star, Spica, glows cool and white, shining like a seed of starlight cupped gently in the maiden's hand. Virgo stretches across a wide patch of sky, her long, graceful outline mirroring the calm expanses of early spring evenings. Many cultures connected Virgo with stories of agriculture and rebirth, seeing her as a celestial guardian of growth. In her region of the sky lies a vast cluster of galaxies, hidden from the naked eye, but present like a quiet crowd gathered around her. When Virgo rises, it signals the lengthening days and the gentle warming of the world. And from spring's quiet guardian, we drift toward the Archer, watching the summer sky. Fact 45. Sagittarius, the Archer. Sagittarius stands near the heart of the Milky Way, where stars gather thickly like glowing dust. In mythology, the constellation represents an archer, often imagined as a centaur drawing back a heavenly bow. Though its full form can be hard to picture, several of its stars create a small, teapot-shaped pattern that many observers find charming and easy to spot. This little teapot points directly toward the galaxy's center, as if pouring starlight into the night. The region around Sagittarius is rich with cosmic wonders, nebulae, star clusters, and the soft shimmer of the Milky Way's bright core. On warm summer nights, the constellation rises like a quiet guardian, aiming its bow toward distant mysteries. Its presence feels adventurous, yet soothing, a reminder of hidden worlds resting just beyond our sight. And now, we leave Greek myths behind to wander through stories born across many cultures. Fact 46. Chinese heavenly mansions. In ancient China, the night sky was divided not into 88 constellations, but into 283 distinct asterisms, arranged within 4 great celestial regions called the Four Symbols. These asterisms formed the 28 mansions, a kind of stellar calendar that guided navigation, farming, and even imperial ceremonies. Rather than focusing on heroes or mythical creatures alone, the Chinese sky blended animals, officials, palaces, and sacred objects into an intricate cosmic tapestry. Each mansion marked a portion of the moon's monthly journey, giving early sky watchers a steady rhythm to follow. Together, they created a sky that felt organized yet filled with quiet symbolism, a night shaped by stories of protection, wisdom, and harmony. And in the east, one of these great symbols coils like a guardian waking at dawn. Fact 47. The Azure Dragon of the East. The Azure Dragon, or Qinglong, is one of the most majestic figures in Chinese astronomy. Its stars sweep gracefully across the spring sky, forming a long, curving shape that suggests a dragon rising with the warming year. The creature represents protection, renewal, and the power of the East, the direction of sunrise and new beginnings. Many of the dragon's stars overlap with Western constellations like Hydra and Virgo, but the meaning behind them is entirely different. Instead of isolated patterns, the Azure Dragon forms part of a much larger celestial system, one that binds seasons, directions, and elements into a single story. Watching its shape climb the sky in spring feels like witnessing the return of life itself. And far to the south, another mythical creature spreads its fiery wings. Fact 48. The Vermilion Bird of the South. The vermilion bird, or juke, is a symbol of summer and the southern sky in Chinese tradition. Unlike the western phoenix, this bird is elegant and serene, its wings imagined as flowing flames that shimmer rather than burn. Its stars, drawn from constellations like Scorpius and Sagittarius, form a loose but radiant shape that seems to glow with the warmth of the season. In mythology, the vermilion bird embodies beauty, virtue, and harmony. It does not rise from ashes, but instead represents the steady, gentle flourishing of summer. the height of light, heat, and growth. When these stars wheel overhead on warm nights, it feels as though the bird is quietly guiding the season's brightest days. And to the west, another guardian waits, strong and resolute, carved from starlight and ancient belief. Fact 49. The white tiger of the west. In Chinese celestial lore, the white tiger, Bai Hu, watches over the western sky in the season of autumn. Its stars span a wide region, gathering patterns that Western astronomy divides into constellations like Pegasus and Aquarius. But in Chinese tradition, these scattered points form the shape of a powerful, dignified tiger, symbolizing courage, protection, and endings that gently make way for new beginnings. The white tiger's presence in the sky marks the cooling of the year, when days shorten and the world begins to quiet. Its constellation appears broad and open, as if the tiger is stretching across the heavens, guarding the boundary between seasons. Even without a sharply defined outline, its essence can be felt through the stories passed down for centuries. And in the north, another ancient creature steps forward with slow, steady grace. Fact 50. The black tortoise of the north. The black tortoise, or Xuanwu, is one of the most peaceful and enduring symbols in the Chinese sky. Often depicted with a coiling serpent companion, this celestial guardian represents winter, wisdom, and the quiet endurance of the cold season. Its stars trace a vast but subtle region that overlaps with constellations like Perseus and Auriga in Western charts. Rather than forming a single, clear shape, the black tortoise is understood through a collection of asterisms, star clusters representing gates, watchtowers, and sacred animals. Together, they form a calm, reflective space in the sky, mirroring winter's stillness. In many traditions, the tortoise symbolizes longevity, making this northern region feel like a cosmic refuge where time slows and the universe breathes softly. And from this serene guardian, we journey south to stories shaped by ocean horizons. Fact 51. Maori Stories of Matariki. In Maori tradition, Matariki refers to the Pleiades, the same cluster known as the Seven Sisters, but carries its own deep, unique meaning. For the Maori people of Aotearoa, New Zealand, the appearance of Matariki in the winter dawn signals the beginning of the new year. Its stars are associated with remembrance, harvest, and the well-being of the land and its people. Each star in Matariki has a role. Some watch over waters, some over food, some over weather, and some over those who have passed on. When the cluster rises, communities gather to reflect, celebrate, and plan for the coming seasons. Though small and delicate in the sky, Matariki shines with cultural richness, like a constellation woven from both memory and hope. And across the oceans, another culture shapes the stars into guardian spirits of the night. Fact 52. Navajo Star Guardians. In Navajo tradition, the night sky is a living, guiding presence filled with stories that shape balance and harmony. Many constellations represent sacred beings who teach lessons about patience, courage, and the cycles of life. One of the most significant patterns is the constellation known as the Fireplace, mirrored by the familiar Big Dipper. Its 7 stars represent the glowing coals of a hearth, a symbol of warmth, family, and protection. Another important constellation is the Revolving Male, associated with Polaris and the circle traced by the stars around it. These celestial motions remind observers of the steady turning of seasons and the importance of keeping balance in both nature and spirit. Each figure in the Navajo sky carries meaning, creating a nighttime world rich with gentle guidance. And to the south, another ancient civilization read its stories in the river of the Milky Way. Fact 53. Egypt's heavenly boats. In ancient Egypt, the Milky Way was imagined as a great celestial river, a shimmering Nile flowing across the sky. The gods were believed to sail along this river in sacred boats, guiding the cycle of day and night. The sun itself was thought to journey through the underworld each evening, traveling on a golden bark before rising anew at dawn. Certain star groups were seen as guardians of these cosmic waterways. Egyptian astronomer priests observed the sky carefully, connecting star risings with the flooding of the Nile and the timing of festivals. Their constellations often took the form of animals, deities, and boats drifting upon the heavenly river. When we look up on dark nights, the Milky Way still resembles a luminous path, a quiet reminder of their enduring skyborne stories. And far to the north, the Inuit shaped their constellations from the stark beauty of polar nights. Fact 44. Inuit sky animals. For the Inuit peoples of the Arctic, the night sky is a map of survival, shaped by long winters and luminous horizons. Their constellations often take the form of animals essential to life in the north: the caribou, the raven, the fish, and the seal. These patterns are not merely stories, but practical guides for navigation, hunting seasons, and understanding weather changes in a land where the stars shine with unparalleled clarity. One constellation, Uksuktuk, represents a giant polar bear chasing a group of dogs, a pattern that mirrors the movements of the Big Dipper and its surrounding stars. Another pattern depicts a man and a string of fish, teaching lessons about patience and resourcefulness. These constellations feel grounded and personal, woven from the rhythms of daily life in the Arctic. And in the southern skies of Australia, another tradition maps its stories, not in stars, but in darkness. Fact 55. Australian Aboriginal songlines in the sky. For many Aboriginal Australian cultures, the night sky is a living archive of stories known as songlines, pathways sung across the land and mirrored in the stars. These narratives guide travel, record ancestral journeys, and explain the creation of landscapes. Unlike Western constellations, which connect bright stars into shapes, many Aboriginal star stories map the dark spaces between the stars. One of the most famous is the emu in the sky, formed not by starlight, but by the dust lanes of the Milky Way. Its long neck and body stretch across the southern sky, marking seasonal changes and signaling when emu eggs are ready to gather. In the quiet of night, the emu seems to float like a shadowed painting, a reminder that the sky holds stories written in both light and darkness. And from these southern skies, a fiery legend rises from Korean tradition. Fact 56. The Korean fire dog who chases the sun. In Korean mythology, a great celestial dog known as Bulgi once lived in a dark kingdom ruled by a lonely king. Longing for the light of the sun and moon, the king sent Bulgi to chase them across the sky. The dog would leap toward the sun, but its heat burned him. He would try to catch the moon, but its cool radiance slipped away. Each attempt left Bulgi singed and discouraged, returning home without success. This story was used to explain eclipses, times when the sun or moon dimmed as if briefly caught in the dog's jaws. In the stars, this myth resonates with constellations like Canis Major and Canis Minor, where bright stars, such as Sirius, resemble loyal celestial companions. The tale adds a tender layer to the sky, a reminder of effort, longing, and resilience. And just beyond these mythic dogs, lie constellations older than many Greek stories. Fact 57. Babylonian constellations. Before Greece. Long before the Greeks mapped their constellations, the ancient Babylonians traced shapes across the night sky that would influence star lore for millennia. Many of the zodiac constellations we recognize today, including Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, began as Babylonian patterns, tied to their observations of planetary movements and seasonal cycles. Their sky was a place of gods, omens, and carefully kept records. Babylonian astronomer priests watched the heavens with great precision, documenting eclipses, planetary alignments, and star risings on clay tablets. These early maps helped establish the foundation for later astronomical systems, including those adopted by Greece and Rome. To look at the zodiac today is to glimpse a legacy thousands of years old, preserved in the quiet points of starlight above us. And across the Indian subcontinent, another ancient tradition divided the sky in its own gentle way. Fact 58. Hindu myths of the nakshatras. In ancient India, the night sky was divided not into constellations, but into 27 lunar mansions called nakshatras. These were segments of the ecliptic, the moon's quiet pathway, across the heavens, and each one carried a guardian deity, a symbolic meaning, and a story woven into Vedic tradition. The nakshatras marked time, guided rituals, and shaped early calendars, tying the rhythms of the sky to the rhythms of daily life. Some nakshatras were gentle and nurturing, others fierce and protective, and each one reflected a different facet of human experience. To watch the moon pass through them was to witness a celestial journey full of subtle changes. Even now, these lunar mansions remain central to Hindu astrology, glowing softly with ancient spiritual significance. And from these sacred segments of sky, we drift across the ocean toward distant islands shaped by stars. Fact 59. Polynesian navigation stars. For Polynesian navigators, the night sky was a living map that guided voyages across vast stretches of open ocean. Without modern instruments, they relied on memory, star lines, and the rising and setting points of specific stars. Constellations weren't merely shapes, they were directions, roads across water, and trusted companions in the deep night. Navigators learned the shifting positions of hundreds of stars, each one an anchor in a mental chart. Stars like Sirius, Canopus, and Aldebaran served as markers for latitude, while whole star families guided routes between islands thousands of miles apart. Watching the sky from a canoe, these navigators read the heavens like a book, sensing islands long before they were visible. Their knowledge turned the ocean into a rich, navigable world. And to the west, a civilization of mathematicians and astronomers shaped its own celestial system. Fact 60. The Maya Lords of the Night Sky. In Maya tradition, the night sky was ruled by 9 powerful deities known as the Lords of the Night. Each lord governed a specific night in a repeating cycle, influencing ceremonies, rituals, and the turning of sacred calendars. The stars were considered the homes of gods and ancestors, their movements watched with deep reverence and mathematical precision. Maya astronomers observed the sky from stone observatories, recording the risings of Venus, the path of the sun, and the rhythms of the moon. They created detailed star tables that blended spirituality with exact calculation, making the night both a divine stage and a scientific guide. To them, the heavens were alive with purpose and meaning, a realm where time itself took form. And now, drifting beyond Earth's stories, we follow the soft glow of the Milky Way itself. Fact 61. Our galactic river. On a dark, moonless night, the Milky Way stretches overhead like a luminous river, a band of soft, hazy light made from billions of distant stars. To the naked eye, it appears as a pale wash across the sky, delicate and slightly grainy, as though dusted with powdered starlight. This gentle glow is the combined light of countless suns too far away for us to see individually, all gathered along the plane of our galaxy. For thousands of years, cultures around the world imagined the Milky Way as a road, a path for spirits, or a bridge between realms. Standing beneath it feels like standing beside something ancient and immense, yet comforting. The galaxy arcs overhead with quiet grace, reminding us that we live inside a vast, spiraling home. And within that spiral lies a pattern both orderly and beautiful. Fact 62. Stars in a spiral. The Milky Way is a spiral galaxy, its stars arranged in graceful, curving arms that wind outward from a central bulge. These arms are not solid structures, but regions rich in gas, dust, and new star formation, places where the galaxy breathes and renews itself. From within, we see only hints of these spirals, clusters of bright stars, dark lanes of shadow, and wide stretches of glowing nebulae. If we could drift above the Milky Way and look down, we would see a soft whirlpool of light turning slowly through space. The spiral arms cradle stars in different stages of life, from newborn clusters to ancient suns drifting quietly along. This cosmic architecture gives our galaxy its gentle order, a pattern that has shaped the night sky for billions of years. And deeper in the center lies a heart hidden by swirling clouds. Fact 63. The quiet galactic center. At the heart of the Milky Way lies a region so dense with stars, dust, and gas that it appears as a thick glowing bulge in long exposure images. To our eyes, the center is hidden behind dark clouds, but infrared telescopes reveal a crowded, bustling world of light and motion. Here, stars orbit in tight, rapid paths, circling an unseen force at incredible speeds. That hidden force is Sagittarius A supermassive black hole millions of times more massive than our Sun. Despite its power, it rests in a surprisingly calm state, quietly holding the galaxy's center together. From Earth, we see only the soft glow of the region around it, a delicate shimmer that hints at the mystery within. And just beyond this glowing center, shadows stretch across the Milky Way like drifting smoke. Fact 64. Dust lanes. Like smoke. When you gaze at the Milky Way, you may notice dark streaks winding through its brightness, quiet, shadowy paths that look like smoke drifting across a glowing river. These are dust lanes, vast clouds of tiny particles scattered between the stars. Though each grain is no larger than fine soot, together they form curtains thick enough to block the light behind them, creating the soft, intricate patterns we see in the night sky. These lanes are not empty. They are nurseries of creation. Within them, stars are slowly forming, gathering material in deep, cool darkness. The contrast between bright star fields and dark dust gives the Milky Way its textured beauty, like ink brushed gently across a watercolor sky. And beyond these veils of shadow, ancient cultures found meaning in the river of light itself. Fact 65. Ancient views of the Milky Path. For civilizations across the world, the Milky Way was more than an astronomical feature. It was a bridge of stories, a luminous road connecting Earth to the divine. The Greeks imagined it as milk from the goddess Hera, spilled across the heavens. In many Native American traditions, it was a pathway for spirits, guiding them to the afterlife. The Maya saw it as the cosmic world tree, its branches stretching across creation. Other cultures described it as a celestial river, a backbone of the night, or the ashes of a great cosmic fire. These stories reflect the same gentle awe we feel today when we see its shimmering glow. Before telescopes or science, people understood that the Milky Way was something ancient, a quiet trail through eternity. And alongside this great river shine two small galaxies that keep us company in the night. Fact 66. The Bridge of Magellanic Clouds. In the southern hemisphere, two faint smudges glow softly against the dark sky. These are the large and small Magellanic Clouds, dwarf galaxies drifting beside the Milky Way. To the naked eye, they look like tiny patches of mist, delicate and serene. Yet each one contains millions of stars, clusters, and nebulae, entire worlds of light hidden within their pale shapes. The two clouds are connected by a thin, almost invisible streamer of gas, like a bridge stretching quietly through space. This bridge, formed by gravitational tides, hints at the slow, gentle dance between these galaxies and our own. For southern skywatchers, the Magellanic Clouds are familiar companions, comforting in their constancy. And beyond them lies a region of the sky so obscured that even modern astronomers must peer carefully to see what hides within. Fact 67. The Zone of Avoidance. Hidden along the plane of the Milky Way is a region astronomers call the Zone of Avoidance, not because it's dangerous, but because it is gently concealed. Thick clouds of dust and gas drift across this area, blocking our view of the galaxies behind it. To the naked eye, it appears as a rich, star-filled band. Yet beyond that brightness lies a curtain that even powerful telescopes struggle to penetrate. In many ways, the Zone of Avoidance is like a soft cosmic horizon, a reminder that even in the age of modern astronomy, parts of the universe remain quiet and unknown. Researchers use infrared and radio waves to peer through the dust, slowly revealing hidden clusters and structures. But to those who simply look up, this region remains a mystery wrapped in warm starlight. And as we navigate these hidden spaces, the galaxy itself turns with a gentle, patient motion. Fact 68. The galaxy's slow rotation. Though it feels still and eternal, the Milky Way is constantly in motion. Our entire galaxy rotates, turning its spiral arms in a slow, majestic sweep that takes hundreds of millions of years to complete a single revolution. Every star, including our sun, drifts along this rotation, carried like a leaf floating on a vast cosmic current. From Earth, we cannot sense this movement. The night sky remains serene and unmoving to our eyes. Yet over long spans of time, the positions of stars shift subtly, tracing gentle arcs across the heavens. It is a reminder that even calm things can be full of motion, and that the universe breathes and turns even in its quietest moments. And as the galaxy turns, one question lingers. How many stars glow within its arms? Fact 69. Counting the stars. Trying to count the stars in the Milky Way is like trying to count grains of sand on a moonlit shore. Beautiful, humbling, and nearly impossible. Astronomers estimate that our galaxy contains hundreds of billions of stars, each one shining with its own quiet history. But dust clouds, distance, and the galaxy's shape make an exact number elusive. The stars we see on a clear night represent only a tiny fraction, perhaps a few thousand at most. The rest remain hidden or too faint to notice. Yet each one contributes to the soft glow of the Milky Way, blending into the gentle haze that arches overhead. Knowing that so many suns fill the darkness can bring a sense of comfort, like being surrounded by countless tiny lights. And far in the future, our galaxy will meet another, merging in a slow, graceful embrace. Fact 70. Future collisions with Andromeda. Far beyond the edges of our spiral arms, another great galaxy slowly draws closer. The Andromeda Galaxy, our nearest large neighbor. Though it moves toward us at tremendous speed, the distance between us is so vast that the two galaxies won't meet for about 4 billion years. When they finally do, it won't be a violent crash, but a slow, celestial merging, like two clouds drifting into one another. Stars from both galaxies will weave past each other gracefully, rarely colliding. Instead, gravitational tides will stretch their shapes into long, luminous streams. Eventually, the Milky Way and Andromeda will settle into a new form, a vast, calm elliptical galaxy glowing softly in the dark. And until that distant future arrives, countless quiet wonders fill our night sky here and now. Fact 71. Airglow's gentle shine. Even on moonless nights, the sky has a faint, natural glow, a soft radiance called airglow. It comes from atoms and molecules in Earth's upper atmosphere releasing tiny amounts of energy, creating a delicate sheen that drifts across the heavens. Often greenish or reddish in long exposure photos, airglow is usually too faint for our eyes to notice, blending invisibly with the darkness. This quiet shine is a sign that our atmosphere is alive, interacting with sunlight long after the sun is set. It forms wrinkled, curtain-like patterns that ripple gently through the night. Though subtle, airglow gives the sky a sense of depth, as if the darkness is softly breathing. And sometimes, that darkness is briefly pierced by streaks of light falling like cosmic rain. Fact 72. Meteor showers. Drifting. By meteor showers occur when Earth passes through streams of ancient comet dust, each particle no bigger than a grain of sand. As these tiny fragments enter the atmosphere, they burn up in bright, fleeting lines, soft strokes of light across the night. Showers like the Perseids, Geminids, and Leonids return every year, arriving with quiet regularity like celestial anniversaries. Watching meteors is a gentle experience. Some streak quick and sharp, others glide slowly, leaving glowing trails that fade like fireflies. On a calm night, lying beneath a meteor shower can feel like resting under a sky that is alive and generous, offering brief sparks of wonder. Each falling star is a reminder of how even small pieces of the universe can create beauty. And beyond these flashes, icy travelers sweep through the solar system with luminous, whispering tales. Fact 73. Comets with whispering tales. Comets wander through the solar system like ancient travelers, carrying ice, dust, and memories from its earliest days. Most of the time, they drift unseen in the cold outer regions. But when they approach the sun, their surfaces warm and release vapor. This creates the iconic glowing tails that stretch for millions of miles, gently pointing away from the sun, no matter where the comet moves. From Earth, a bright comet can look like a soft brushstroke sweeping across the night. These luminous tails are delicate, not solid, but made of tiny particles scattering sunlight. Many cultures once saw comets as omens, but today we understand them as quiet messengers from the distant edges of our cosmic home. Their visits are rare, their paths slow, and their presence serene. And when charged particles from the sun reach Earth, they paint the sky with an even more ethereal glow. Fact 74. Auroras, painting the sky. Auroras shimmer across polar skies like curtains of light gently swaying in the darkness. They form when particles from the solar wind collide with atoms high above Earth's surface, releasing bursts of color that ripple through the night. Greens, pinks, purples, and blues melt together in soft waves, moving like breath carried on a cosmic breeze. Though they can appear sudden and bright, their motion is slow and graceful, almost meditative. To those who witness them, auroras feel alive, as if the sky itself is dreaming. For centuries, different cultures imagine them as spirits dancing, ancestors signaling, or fires burning above the world. Even now, with all our scientific understanding, auroras still feel magical. They remind us that space is not silent. It hums gently at the edges of our world. And before dawn breaks, another subtle glow sometimes rises along the horizon. Fact 75. The zodiacal light before dawn. Just before sunrise or just after sunset, a faint, triangular glow can appear along the horizon. A pale, silvery light called zodiacal light. It forms when sunlight reflects off tiny dust, particles scattered through the inner solar system, each grain left behind by comets over countless ages. This glow stretches upward along the zodiac, the same path followed by the sun, moon, and planets. To the unaided eye, zodiacal light looks like the soft beginning of dawn, even when the sun is still well below the horizon. In dark, desert places, it can rise high into the sky, shimmering like a ghostly pillar of light. Its presence is gentle and fleeting, a reminder that space is filled not only with stars, but with delicate dust that has drifted for billions of years. And as the night deepens, another twilight of color softly lingers across the sky's last blue moments. Fact 76. The blue hour's last glow. Just after sunset and just before sunrise, the world slips into a tender moment known as the blue hour. During this time, sunlight scatters through the atmosphere in a way that washes the sky with deep, velvety blues. The color feels quiet and contemplative, as though the world is holding its breath between day and night. Shadows soften, details blur, and the horizon glows with a subtle radiance that lingers like a whispered farewell. Photographers love the blue hour for its gentle light, but anyone can feel its calm magic. It's a transition wrapped in softness. Neither full night nor full day, but something in between. In the sky above, the first stars begin to appear, shimmering like thoughts rising to the surface. And as the blue slips away, moonlight begins its quiet ascent. Fact 77. Moonlight on the atmosphere. Moonlight is simply sunlight reflected from the moon's surface, yet it has an entirely different character. Softer, cooler, and more soothing. When it passes through Earth's atmosphere, the light scatters gently, giving landscapes their silvery glow. On calm nights, you may notice how moonlit clouds shine softly around the edges, their forms outlined like brushstrokes on a pale canvas. Even when the moon is bright, its light never feels overwhelming. Instead, it wraps the world in a calm, muted sheen, making familiar places appear dreamlike. The atmosphere acts as a diffuser, smoothing the moon's radiance into a gentle wash. Under moonlight, the night feels watchful and serene, as though the sky is casting a quiet blessing over the earth. And throughout the month, that glowing shape shifts slowly through its phases. Fact 78. Why the moon changes. Shape. The moon appears to wax and wane because of how sunlight illuminates its surface as it orbits Earth. When the moon is between us and the sun, we see only its darkened side, forming the new moon. As it moves around Earth, more of its sunlit half becomes visible, creating crescents, quarters, and the bright, rounded fullness of the full moon. Then the cycle gently reverses, shrinking back into darkness. This shifting light creates a comforting rhythm, like a cosmic heartbeat marking the passage of time. Ancient cultures used the moon's phases as their calendar, watching its changing shape as a guide for planting, festivals, and journeys. Even today, seeing a slim crescent hanging in the dusky sky feels quietly enchanting. And on the moon's surface itself, soft shadows reveal a landscape of seas that aren't seas at all. Fact 79. Lunar Seas of Shadow. The moon's surface is marked by wide, dark plains called maria, a Latin word meaning seas. Early astronomers believed these smooth regions were filled with water, their shadows resembling ancient oceans frozen in time. In reality, maria are vast fields of cooled lava, created billions of years ago when molten rock welled up from beneath the moon's crust after large impacts. Their surfaces are flat and uniform, contrasting sharply with the cratered highlands around them. Under gentle moonlight, the maria looks serene and mysterious, like ink brushed across pale parchment. They form shapes that many cultures have interpreted as faces, rabbits, or mythical creatures. These quiet shadows give the moon its personality, a familiar expression that watches over Earth each night. And from these ancient plains, the moon sometimes moves into perfect alignment with the sun. Fact 80. Eclipses moving in silence. A solar eclipse happens when the moon glides between Earth and the sun, casting its shadow gently across our planet. A lunar eclipse occurs when Earth moves between the sun and the moon, bathing the lunar surface in a warm, coppery glow. Though these events look dramatic, their motion is slow, steady, and deeply peaceful, a quiet choreography playing out on cosmic scales. During a solar eclipse, daylight fades into dusk without a sound, and shadows sharpen in eerie stillness. During a lunar eclipse, the moon transforms from silver to rose, as though slipping into a soft dream. These alignments remind us that the sun, earth, and moon are always moving in concert, drifting through space in a graceful, ancient dance. And when the moon is only a slim crescent, another subtle glow appears along its shadowed edge. Fact 81. Earthshine on the crescent moon. When the moon forms a thin crescent, the rest of its darkened surface often faintly glows. This gentle illumination is called earthshine, sunlight reflecting off Earth, bouncing back toward the moon, and softly lighting its night side. From Earth, it looks like the faint outline of a full moon tucked inside a bright crescent, as though the moon is holding a small lantern beneath a veil. Earthshine feels delicate and mysterious, like a secret shared between our world and its companion. The glow is strongest when Earth reflects more light, such as when our clouds, oceans, and continents catch the sun. Seeing Earthshine is like seeing our own planet's radiance painted onto the moon, a tender reminder of the bond between them. And as we look upward again, we notice how the stars themselves rise and drift like waves across the night. Fact 82. Stars rising like waves. If you watch the sky long enough, you'll notice that the stars rise and set just as the sun does, lifting quietly from the horizon and climbing gently overhead. This motion isn't because the stars themselves are moving quickly, but because Earth rotates beneath them. As the planet turns, new stars drift into view, lifting like slow waves, rolling onto a dark shore. The familiar patterns of constellations glide across the night with calm predictability. Lying beneath this motion can feel like floating on a cosmic tide. The slow ascent of Orion, or the delicate rise of the Pleiades, carries a soothing sense of order, as if the universe keeps time with a soft, steady breath. Watching stars rise is one of the most peaceful ways to feel Earth's rotation. And on some nights, that rising light shimmers with a faint, icy glint. Fact 83. Why some nights look frosty. Occasionally, the night sky appears crisp and glittering, as though dusted with frost. This effect happens when the air is exceptionally clear and dry, allowing starlight to travel with fewer distortions. Cool temperatures can also create tiny ice crystals high in the atmosphere, subtly scattering light and giving the sky a delicate, crystalline sharpness. The stars seem to sparkle more vividly, each point shining with a purity that feels almost magical. These frosty nights often follow cold fronts or occur in remote, high-altitude places where the air is thin and pure. The universe feels closer on such evenings, its lights sharper, and its patterns more defined. It's a simple change, but it transforms the sky into something crisp and enchanting. And in the faintest corners of the heavens, a ghostly glow begins to appear. Fact 84. The faint green of the Gegenschein. The Gegenschein, meaning countershine, is a subtle patch of light that appears directly opposite the sun in the night sky. It's caused by sunlight reflecting off interplanetary dust, the same delicate particles that create zodiacal light. But unlike the sweeping glow before dawn, the Gegenschein is softer, dimmer, and tinted with a faint greenish hue that most eyes can barely detect. Under exceptionally dark conditions, it looks like a small, hazy oval, floating quietly among the stars, almost like a breath of mist suspended in space. Its presence is so gentle that many people have never noticed it, even on clear nights. Yet for those who do, the Gegenschein feels like a secret, a whisper of sunlight carried across the solar system. And the light we see from stars, even the brightest, is often far older than we imagine. Fact 85. Starlight that left long ago. Every star in the night sky shines with light that began its journey ages before it reached us. Some of the nearest stars sent their light only a few years ago, but many others shine from hundreds or thousands of light years away. When you look up at the night sky, you're seeing the past. Delicate messages carried across enormous distances, traveling quietly through space until they touch your eyes. This doesn't make the stars feel distant. If anything, it adds a gentle depth to their presence, like hearing an old song that still feels familiar. The glow we see tonight began long before our lives, long before the landscapes around us took shape. Starlight reminds us that time moves softly in the universe, and that the night sky is a patient storyteller. And beneath this ancient light, there are places where the heavens grow wonderfully dark. Fact 86. Dark sky. Sanctuaries. Around the world, there are special places where the night sky remains almost untouched by artificial light. These dark sky sanctuaries are protected regions, remote deserts, mountain valleys, and coastal stretches, where visitors can experience the stars in their full, natural brilliance. Under such skies, the Milky Way glows like a bright river. Constellations sharpen into delicate patterns, and even faint nebulae become visible to the naked eye. In these sanctuaries, night feels rich and alive. The quiet is deeper, the horizon wider, and the darkness full of tiny, shimmering details. Many people who visit describe a sense of calm and awe, as if reconnecting with something ancient and familiar. It's a reminder that the sky was once this clear for everyone, every night. And in such darkness, our eyes reveal just how adaptable they truly are. Fact 87. Why our eyes need time to adjust. When we step from bright light into darkness, our eyes don't adjust instantly. Instead, they shift slowly, allowing the rods, the cells responsible for low-light vision, to grow more sensitive. This process can take about 20 to 30 minutes, during which the night sky gradually fills with stars we couldn't see before. It's a gentle transition, like watching a curtain rise on a quiet cosmic performance. As our night vision improves, faint constellations appear, the Milky Way brightens, and tiny pinpoints of light emerge in places that once looked empty. The more patient we are, the more the sky reveals. This slow awakening of our senses makes stargazing feel almost meditative, an invitation to pause, breathe, and let the darkness unfold around us. And once our eyes adjust, we can capture the sky in a way that reveals its slow, circular motion. Fact 88. Star trails in long exposures. When a camera takes a long exposure photograph of the night sky, the stars appear as curved streaks instead of single points. These star trails reveal Earth's rotation, forming gentle arcs that circle around the celestial poles. Near Polaris, the trails make tight, graceful rings. Farther away, the arcs grow longer, stretching like luminous brushstrokes across the dark canvas. The effect is serene and mesmerizing. What seems motionless to our eyes becomes a slow dance in the photograph, each trail marking the passage of time. Star trails remind us that we are always moving, even when we feel perfectly still. They capture the quiet spinning of our planet, turning the night sky into a soft spiral of light. And to observe these trails more closely, many sky watchers rely on simple tools that bring distant wonders closer. Fact 89. Binoculars versus telescopes. Both binoculars and telescopes offer beautiful ways to explore the night sky, each with its own gentle strengths. Binoculars are wide-eyed and welcoming, giving a bright, steady view of star fields, clusters, and even the moon's larger features. They reveal the sky as if you've stepped a little closer to it, sharpening faint stars without narrowing your view. Telescopes, on the other hand, offer deeper glimpses. Craters on the moon, rings of Saturn, the glow of distant nebulae. They magnify the universe's delicate details, but also require patience and careful alignment. Together, these tools create a kind of partnership. Binoculars for sweeping the sky, telescopes for diving into its hidden corners. Whichever you choose, the act of looking upward becomes a quiet ritual, connecting you gently to the cosmos. And with the right tools and a bit of practice, the stars themselves can help you find your direction. Fact 90. Finding south with the stars. In the northern hemisphere, Polaris marks true north, but in the southern hemisphere, a different method is needed. Stargazers there use the Southern Cross, a compact, bright asterism, to find south. By extending a line along its long axis and pairing it with nearby pointer stars, you can locate the South Celestial Pole, a point with no bright star to mark it. It's a simple, elegant technique passed down through generations of sailors and travelers. Even without a compass, the sky provides guidance, offering a quiet sense of orientation in the dark. Finding direction by starlight feels timeless, as though joining a long tradition of explorers who trusted the heavens to lead their way. And as the seasons turn, the star maps themselves shift gently overhead. Fact 91. Seasonal star maps. The night sky changes with the seasons, offering a new tapestry of constellations every few months. This shifting pattern happens because Earth orbits the Sun, giving us a slowly changing window into different parts of the galaxy. Winter brings Orion and Taurus. Spring reveals Virgo and Leo. Summer offers Scorpius and the bright arc of the Milky Way. Autumn carries Pegasus and Andromeda. For stargazers, these seasonal maps become gentle companions, predictable, comforting, and cyclical. Each season has its own character, its own shapes, its own quiet stories. Learning these patterns can feel like learning the rhythm of the year itself, as though the sky is turning pages in a cosmic calendar. And as long ages pass, even these familiar patterns slowly drift from where we expect them. Fact 92. Why constellations shift over millennia. Constellations look timeless, but the stars within them are constantly moving through space. Over thousands of years, these motions subtly change the shapes of the constellations we know. A line of stars may widen, a curve may straighten, or a cluster may drift into a new position. The figures remain recognizable on human timescales, but across millennia, they slowly reshape themselves. This motion is called proper motion, and it reminds us that the night sky is alive with slow, graceful drift. Ancient star maps from different cultures sometimes show constellations slightly altered from the shapes we know today. In tens of thousands of years, the sky will feel familiar, yet gently transformed, a celestial painting that is always, quietly, in motion. And one of the most subtle transformations of all comes from the wobble of Earth itself. Fact 93. The sky's slow precession. Earth does not spin perfectly upright. Its axis wobbles slowly, like a gently turning top, completing a full cycle roughly every 26,000 years. This motion, called precession, gradually shifts the position of the celestial poles and changes which stars take the role of pole star. Thousands of years ago, a star called Thuban marked north. In the distant future, others will take its place. Precession also shifts the timing of the equinoxes and alters how the sun moves through the zodiac signs over millennia. Though the change is imperceptible in a human lifetime, it shapes the sky on grand scales, quietly guiding the slow evolution of seasons and starlight. It's one more reminder that even in stillness, the heavens are always gently turning. And in the midst of these changes, our own lights on Earth play a role in shaping what we see above. Fact 94. Light pollution's quiet fade. In many places around the world, artificial lights gently wash over the night sky, hiding faint stars behind a veil of brightness. This glow, known as light pollution, softens the view of constellations and dims the Milky Way until it disappears from sight. Yet when communities choose to dim their lights or shield them more carefully, the sky responds almost immediately. Within days, more stars begin to reappear, like petals opening in the darkness. In places where efforts to reduce light pollution have succeeded, the transformation feels magical. The horizon darkens, the air seems deeper, and delicate features, like zodiacal light and faint constellations, return. The night becomes a shared wonder again, a reminder that even small changes can restore something ancient and peaceful. And in that deeper darkness, many people find a sense of calm that can feel almost meditative. Fact 95. Stargazing as meditation. Looking up at the night sky has a natural way of quieting the mind. As your eyes adjust to the darkness, worries tend to loosen their grip, and thoughts drift more slowly. Stargazing encourages stillness. Breathing becomes deeper. Movements become softer, and awareness expands gently outward. The vastness of the sky doesn't overwhelm. Instead, it reassures, offering space for the mind to rest. Many people treat stargazing as a form of meditation, a moment to breathe with the universe. The slow rise of constellations, the soft shimmer of distant stars, and the subtle motion of the Milky Way all create a rhythm that soothes. In this quiet practice, the sky becomes a companion, offering tranquility without asking anything in return. And as we drift toward the end of our journey, we look ahead to the distant future of the constellations themselves. Fact 96. Constellations that will drift away. Though the constellations feel eternal, their shapes will not last forever. Over tens of thousands of years, the stars within them will continue to move along their individual paths, slowly reshaping the patterns we know. Some stars will drift apart, others will brighten or fade, and a few may even vanish from sight or be replaced by newcomers. The familiar hunter, the great lion, the soaring swan, all will eventually transform. In distant ages, future sky watchers may trace entirely new patterns across the heavens, drawing stories from shapes we can't yet imagine. The night sky will still be beautiful, but it will be different. A quiet reminder that even the most ancient things evolve in time. And among the stars that change, even our steadfast North Star will one day move on from its guiding throne. Fact 97. The fading of the North Star. Polaris has long been our celestial guide, marking true north with its steady, quiet glow. But its role as the North Star is only temporary. Because Earth's axis wobbles slowly through precession, different stars take turns holding this position over millennia. Thousands of years ago, the star Thuban in Draco marked north, and thousands of years from now, Vega in Lyra will take its place. Polaris itself changes too. Its brightness gently varies over time, and its distance from the exact celestial pole shifts little by little. Though it feels like a fixed anchor, Polaris is part of a sky that never truly stands still. Its eventual departure from the pole is a reminder that even our most trusted guides evolve with the ages. And as stars shift, the galaxy itself will also glow with new colors in distant epochs. Fact 98. Future red skies as stars. Evolved stars are always changing, even if those changes unfold across unimaginably long stretches of time. In the far future, many bright blue-white stars will burn out, leaving behind a sky with fewer fierce, brilliant points. Instead, long-lived red dwarfs, the most common type of star in the galaxy, will dominate the heavens. The night may take on a warmer, softer tint, glowing with hues of ruby and amber. This shift won't be sudden or dramatic. It will happen gradually, like the slow blooming of a cosmic dusk. As old stars fade and new ones are born, the overall character of the night sky will continue to transform. The universe is a patient artist, painting with light across billions of years, and even larger changes await as galaxies reshape themselves in graceful cosmic motion. Fact 99. The Milky Way's changing face. As our galaxy ages, its spiral arms will slowly blur and drift, reshaped by gravity, collisions, and the passage of time. The Milky Way's elegant spiral pattern may soften into a rounder, more uniform glow as stars migrate and new ones form. In the distant future, long after our merging with Andromeda, the combined galaxy may shine as a great smooth ellipse, glowing with the light of trillions of stars. Though this transformation sounds grand, it will unfold quietly, far beyond the timescale of human history. The night sky will look different, but it will still be beautiful, filled with new patterns, new stories, and new lights. Change is the universe's quiet companion, always present, always gentle. And now, we arrive at the final glimpse of the night sky, the last view that awaits in a far, far future. Fact 100. The last view of the night sky. In the unimaginably distant future, long after stars have lived their long, quiet lives, the night sky will grow softer and darker. Fewer new suns will be born, and the brilliant constellations we know today will fade into a calmer, sparser tapestry. The remaining stars, mostly small, steady red dwarfs, will glow faintly across a universe that is stretched and cooled. Over trillions of years, even these last embers will dim, leaving behind a sky filled with gentle remnants, white dwarfs cooling slowly, distant galaxies drifting farther away, and the memory of starlight lingering like a whisper. Yet even in that far distant darkness, there will be beauty, a peaceful stillness, a final quiet echo of everything the cosmos once was. And with that, our journey comes softly to an end. And as our journey comes to a gentle close, I hope you found a bit of calm among the stars tonight. The night sky has a way of slowing our thoughts, reminding us that even in the vastness of the universe, there is peace, rhythm, and quiet beauty. If you enjoyed drifting through these sleepy facts, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and comment below what topic you'd love to fall asleep to next. Your suggestions help guide future journeys, and they help other sleepy travelers find their way here too. When you're ready to keep dreaming, tap the end screen to watch the next Sleepy Astronaut video and continue your quiet voyage through the universe. Sweet dreams, and see you among the stars.